still, I can't even like show you how to do them wrong, so I'm not even gonna pretend.
Hey, you know what they say, life's a bitch, learn how to fuck it.
All right, guys, I'm just gonna run through my whole back day, go over kind of how I'm setting up my posture, things I'm looking for, things I'm avoiding. I just finished my back day, so I'm just gonna go through the exact movements that I went through. So for any of you that have any of these movements, you know kind of what you're targeting. So the first one that I do is this prime row. On this prime row, I'm again trying to get that lat growth. First thing I'm doing is setting up my feet. I'm driving through my feet, forcing my chest into the pad. I'm going to do a neutral grip down here. And what I'm doing again is I'm going to protract. See, this is neutral. I'm protracting, getting that stretch. And then I'm retracting, driving up and dragging through. So it will look like this when I'm all the way through. So with both hands, here, chest in the pad, I'm going to full stretch, drive up. Full stretch, drive up. And again, if you notice, I'm driving, tucking these elbows close to my body. And just like I stated earlier, it's going to be like a J. All of your back movements for lower lat development, imagine you're doing a J down through your hips. So again, chest to pad, and you don't want to be lifting your chest up and using any momentum. Anytime your chest is off the pad, you didn't do it correctly. You want your chest on the pad through the whole movement, so it should look like this. So lat pull downs. This is probably the #1 exercise that I have athletes doing incorrectly. You'll see a lot of guys, myself included back in the day, a lot of upper back detail, Terry's, rhomboids, traps, all of this, all of that, right? Super developed. However, down here in their lower lats, super underdeveloped. So then these guys will be like, oh, I just have high lat insertions. No, you're just training the shit out of your Terry's, which in return is making your lower lats disappear. So couple things, right? I'll show you what most people do wrong. Most people think when they're doing a lat pull down that they need to get the bar to their chest. So common thing I'll see people doing is they'll come up here and they'll row to their chest. So they are having both athletic movement to use momentum to swing, then they're pulling here and their elbows are flared out to the side. They're getting all upper back, right? The other thing I'll see people do is they'll be too far under and they'll be pulling straight down like this, or they'll be too wide out here, pulling out like this, all flaring. And obviously, you know, a lot of people would be confused. They're wide, they're getting full range of motion, but anytime your elbows are flared, you are getting upper back. If you want to get lats, you need your upper arm close to the body. So by doing that, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to scoop my ass as far back in the seat as I can. If you look, my ass is hanging off a little bit. I'm gonna tug my knees under the seat. And here is another area that people mess up. A lot of people are starting their lat pull down right here. There's another distance to this. I'm going to protract and let go of my scapula. When I'm starting, I will retract the scapula. I will pull the bar down in front of me. I'm keeping even plane through the whole thing. My spine is neutral. I'm letting it go up. I'm disengaging, protracting, letting it hang, retracting, pulling down in front of me. That is how it looks. So if I'm full speed, because obviously that looks mechanical, it's going to feel mechanical at first. You're going to need to do that checklist. Okay, I'm letting go, I'm protracting, okay, I'm retracting, I'm driving down in front of me, I'm not pulling. So full speed, you're up, you're down. You're up, you're down. Right? That looks automatic. It doesn't look so mechanical. But in doing that, you're going to develop that lower lat. If you are doing this, you should be feeling it down here towards your rib insertions, right? You should not be feeling it up in your armpit. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Okay. So that's lat pull downs. Something that a lot of athletes don't have, and building on the lat pull down, is lower lat, right? I have a lot of athletes doing these, we call them high to low rows, or table rows, J rows, whatever you want to call them. I have a slight bend in my spine. I'm going to reach, and a lot of people are starting here. Again, same with the lat pull down. Protract. I'm disengaging my scapula, retracting my scapula, and now I'm pulling and driving that elbow deep underneath. A lot of people, when you say, hey, put your hand in the pocket, what they're going to do is they're going to grab this and they're going to pull through their elbow and their bicep. Obviously, I'm still getting some lat, but I'm obviously biasing the bicep a lot. I can feel that already, right? So all you're thinking is your hand is a locking mechanism. I'm going to disengage, reach out, and I'm going to drive my elbow all the way through. Up, all the way through. Now, as you can see, I am not pulling through my bicep. I am just reaching out and dragging all the way through. So what this looks like, full speed. So I'm going to protract and drive down. Protract, drive down. Protract, drive down. That is how you're going to hit lower lat. Again, it is upper arm close to body, dragging through the bicep, and ending with your hand in your pocket. You are doing a J. Any low row, any row that you're trying to hit your lower lat, if you're tucking those elbows and you are protracting and you are retracting and driving low, you will hit lower lat. Anytime you are coming up towards your chest or above your belly button, anytime your elbows are flared, you will be hitting upper back. So hopefully these are super helpful for those of you that are trying to bring up your lower lats. This is something that literally, I would say 85 to 90% of competitors lack. The ones that don't, they just had good form from the jump and were doing their reps properly, I'm sure, and that they naturally developed their back. And a lot of those guys will have less detail, right? Because they haven't built that density, because they're not doing rows, they're properly building that width. So then obviously you would adjust your training accordingly to that. So those are my two big back movement adjustments that I would make. So a lot of people have this machine high to low row. A lot of the times what I'm seeing is guys are coming up here. They're either really trying to bias that side, they're crunching, which you don't want to do. They are pulling through the bicep or pulling right here and shortening it. The full range of motion, you are going to protract, reach up, retract, drag the elbow all the way through, and you're ending here. So this is a full movement. 1, 2, 3. If you notice, I'm keeping my chest and shoulders neutral. I have to curve to open up just a little bit, or else obviously I'm going to run into my body. So I'm curving just slightly, opening up, driving all the way through. But notice where my hand is in relation to my body. It is all the way tucked back, elbows back behind my body. A lot of people are stopping here. A lot of people are stopping here. A full movement, you're driving down, tucking all the way through. Up, driving down, all the way through. That's what's going to develop this lat. I only feel it down here. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm hitting lat. That's not lat, you're hitting teres. If you want to get lat, you really got to tuck and drive all the way down through. So something that I see a lot of people doing when they're hitting their rear delts is they're coming here and they're getting a lot of trap. You can see me, I'm shrugging and getting a lot of trap. Sorry, I'm very sore right now. To mitigate that, what I do is I roll my shoulders around and down, and then I protract through the scapula. So my shoulders are down, but I'm still protracting through the scapula. And as I come out, I'm only, because if you look, if I'm going like this, I'm gonna get a lot of back detail. I'm gonna get a lot of trap. So I need to get rid of all that back detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to protract forward, and then when I'm driving back, I imagine that I am pulling downward. Obviously this is a fixed track, so it's only going to move backwards, but that mind and muscle of imagining you pulling down is going to allow you to really get that rear delt and mitigate that trap. So if you watch me, I'm coming back and around, and all I do is feel that right here through that rear delt. So super easy thing. Like I said, a lot of people tend to go like this and get a lot of back detail. And if you look at my hand position, straight out in front of me, retracting and pushing back and down, back and down. Super easy adjustments to make a world of difference. A lot of these things that I'm telling you guys, they're coming from practical application. They're things that I struggled with and little implications that I made, tips, tricks, cues, if you will, that have made a world of difference. Obviously, everybody responds to cues differently. For some people, it might be something as simple as imagine you're, tearing a piece of paper or whatever, and people are like, oh, that makes sense. But for other people, they need to see it like, okay, how am I setting my shoulders? How am I setting my scapula? What is my movement pattern? So hopefully you guys are able to get something out of this. I'm going to go over one last exercise, and that is the pullovers. Pullovers, push downs, whatever you want to call them. A lot of people that I see doing these, I can't even show you how to do them wrong, so I'm not even going to pretend. What you're going to want to do is a slight bend in the spine so you can fully stretch and elongate. If you look at me, this would be like a neutral position. This is that protraction again, and I'm retracting, driving down, pulling all the way through. The best way that I explain it to people, pretend like you're doing a lat spread. You're gonna come out, pull down through, and it's like right before you hit a lat spread or you hit a Christmas tree, that should be what you're feeling. You're pulling down, trying to really hit that Christmas tree. So at full speed, it will look something like this. I'm out in front of me, I'm dragging down. And I don't want to see any of this or too much of this. Yeah, I have a little bit of movement, but that's mostly because I'm trying to really pull through my lats. So a couple adjustments that you can make to your back training to really blow up those lower lats. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Appreciate all the support. Sitting at 8 weeks out, still feeling great, still trying to get you guys some informative stuff, educational stuff out there. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you want nutrition, training, whatever, specific exercises, prep questions, off-season questions, let me know, comment down below, and we'll get to it, because like I said, I'm just trying to pay it forward and let you guys learn something and help you guys avoid a lot of the shit that I had to deal with to get to this point. So anyway, appreciate you guys, appreciate the support. Please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, peace out, bitches.